Now, sometimes the burr comes attached already to the console, other times it doesn't, in which case you're going to need to connect it up. So this is what it will look like. So you have cables that come out of this, which you will then pass over to your physiologist or nursing staff, who will then connect it to the box here. So the important ones are, obviously this is then powered, this comes to a power source. So this one which goes into the front is the gas. Okay. And that's important because that's what's going to be driving the burr and the speed of the burr that you set. You have the tachometer, which basically detects the speed, and then you have this, which is connected to the knob on that. So you wire the lesion with your workhorse wire. You switch out over a microcatheter to the rotofloppy wire, let's say rotofloppy wire. The wire itself, stainless steel wire. What you don't want to do is to have any kinks on it. Because if you kink the wire, then you're in some trouble. You're going to have to change your wire. You're not going to be able to do rotovation if you've got a kinked wire. So have a feel of the tip of that wire. Can you feel that? Now, if your wire is going to break, it's going to break at this junction here. Right, that's the weak point of the wire. So you want to try and avoid, or have your wire as distal as possible back. Yeah, and there's a chance that the burr can hit this junction point here. Just have a feel of that.
It is 10 millimeter.
It looks longer to the longer than that.
15,
20,
23, 24.
Yeah, it looks longer. Just have a feel of that. You feel it? There's a breathe.
Something way out.
Yes.
Does that
Change the wire.
If that is
Yeah, change the wire. Okay.
Sir, just one question. In case of state, do we always use the microcatheters, or we try with the wire first, with the floppy wire?
Have you ever put an 0.009 wire down a coronary vessel? No.
It's very difficult.
It's very difficult. Like, you've never done it before. The first time you want to do it in a calcified vessel, it's going to be impossible. The other thing is, it comes with this. This is your talker device. Has anyone used this? No. Right. So the first time you're going to put an 0.009 wire down a vessel with a talker you've never used is not in a calcified vessel. You want to do an exchange over a microcatheter. Because this, have a look at this. This is not really going to grip your wire particularly well. It's going to be extremely challenging.
That can be switched.
So just switch. If you don't have a microcatheter, use an OTW balloon.
We are unable to cross the microcatheter.
So there are tips and tricks there. So you can embed your microcatheter into the lesion as far as you can go. Then take your wire out and try and free wire. Yeah.
Right, time you can get guide extension.
Guys use the guide.
The microcatheter through the guide. No, microcatheter through the guide extension.
So the scenario is if you can't pass your microcatheter across the calcified lesion, the trick is to embed your microcatheter in as far as you can get into the lesion.
Wedge into the lesion. Wedge into the lesion.
Wedge it into the lesion. Pull out your 0.014 wire and then exchange to your rotofloppy wire. And then it's going to be a challenge because you're going to have to try and use this to try and manipulate the wire across that calcified vessel. So, I mean, there are tips and tricks to do that.
But if any of you have used PHW or any support wire, so the normal floppy rotawire will be more difficult compared to the extra support wire to manipulate inside the vessel, especially in this vessel.
Okay. So.
And do we make a tip of this wire?
Yes. Make a little J-tip on it. So just with your introducer needle. Right. So wiring of the lesion. Any questions on that? No. So your wire's down. The next thing you do is to load your burr onto the wire. So here what we've got is, this looks like a 125 burr, so just have a look at that. Can you see it just have a feel, looks like a bullet. Yeah. Okay. So this is the sort of burr that can get stuck into or across the lesion. And remember, you've only got the diamond encrusted section on the front of it. So just put your finger onto
It
that.
will do a threatening from the end or middle part.
No, just the tip. Just the tip. That's where the diamond encrusted segment is.
Why a small purple gets stuck?
Just because it's a different shape to the other burrs. The 125 is a different shape.
The chances of getting stuck with a small burr is that because you're not actually, if you take a small burr, it will cross the lesion.
Yes.
And it has not done any rotabulation. It didn't work. If you pull it out, it gets stuck with the calcium nitrate.
So remember,
Because it has not done anything yet, but it will.
so you know, if you're in a calcified lesion, you burr and you do it too quickly, what will happen? It's known as the Kehkashan effect. Has anyone seen these Japanese dolls? They have big heads and small necks. Yeah. So what happens is you go across the lesion. Oops, it's stuck. Okay. Now you don't have diamond incrustation on the back to be able to burr yourself out. You are now stuck across the lesion.
It burrs only antegrade.
Yes. Now this is different to orbital atherectomy, where you can burr down the vessel and back up the vessel. Here is just unidirectional, just one direction. Okay, so there we are. So the wire is across the lesion. You're all set up with your burr now. And there's a few things that we have to do then. So then we would do that draw thing. Yeah. So drip. The first bit is drip. So remember, one of the ports that comes off here is connected to your saline bag. And within that bag, you will put your cocktail, what we call a rotor cocktail. So that's going to consist, depending on what your operator wants, that's going to consist of things like GTN. Heparin, absolutely. And some people, I have to say, I don't use. Do you use Vapamil? I tend not to use it because I find it drops the blood pressure. But some operators like
pressures are low, it will become difficult to go with the Verapamil.
Okay, and then once you open this out, what will happen is that you will then get a constant drip of saline, as you can see, coming out. So this is the drip.
Should be continuous.
Okay, this is going to be continuous. Now you have the ability now to control that, the speed with which that is dripping out. So you ask your nurse just to slow that down if you want a little bit, but you want about 1 drip per second. Yeah.
If you are, especially if you are using high RPMs, then you need a bit faster drips. If at slow RPM.
Okay. Right. So you have the ability to control that. So let's say you've done that. Yep. So you've done that, and this is still outside the patient at the moment. Okay. The next thing you want to do is to platform your device. Right. So what speed are you going to do rotabulation at?
140.
140 to 160.
Start 140,000.
160?
160.
Depends where you are in the world.
That size also. Smaller burr, you need a little habit higher.
Okay. I mean, my
Larger bars, less speed, and smaller bars, we have more.
Okay. So, I mean, basically, there's no data on any of this. I tend to burr at 175.
Yeah, I think
I tend to do high speed.
180 is be the.
Yeah, 175, 180. If you speak to the Japanese guys, they will do 200.
Yeah.
So it can go up to 220, 225. Yeah. So I tend to use around 175.
With all bar sizes?
Yeah, with all those sizes. Okay. Now the other thing I found, I'm sure you found this as well, when you platform outside and you say 175, by the time you get to the coronary artery, 10,000 is already lost. 10,000 is gone. So if you start at a lower speed, say 140, like you said, by the time you get to the coronary, it's going to be 130.
Yeah, if you touch the vessel, it will be like 120 and something like that.
And remember, the lower the speed, the more likely the burr is to get entrapped.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I start at 175. You lose about 10,000. That's fair enough. But you burr at that higher speed. Okay. So we're still outside the vessel. So this clip is very important, okay, because it serves two functions. One is to try and put the wire down as a torquer, but the other thing is to cause do what we call break defeat. Okay. Now to break defeat, you have to press this black button down. You see that?
Yes.
And that will then lock break. You see? Yes. Okay. So that's now locked into place. And you're going to do that as you're advancing the burr onto the wire to break defeat. So you put the burr onto the wire with break defeat.
It will hold the wire, no?
What's that?
No wire.
No, the wire. This is still is going to move. Yeah, but this is just to load the burr onto the wire.
So can you teach us how to load this bar on the wire?
Yep. If you want to see that, we can do that.
Another important function, if you don't, push the break defeat, the chances are that with rotablation, the wire will also start spinning. So the chances of breakage of the wire will be also low.
And when you do rotation,
Yes, it should be in
it
this.
should be
Yes. Okay.
There you go.
because it has to
When
be
you load it onto the
Yes,
wire.
it will move, but there will be no spinning of the wire itself. It will be just spinning will be of the rotablation.
and then
This means there is no break. It will prevent the movement of the wire,
Yeah.
spinning of the wire.
Now, so you're the first operator. It's always good to have a second operator because this is a stainless steel wire.
And the drip should continue while
Yes,
we are loading.
yes. Just continue the drip. Once the drip is on, just leave it
when you
on.
start, there is always
Okay. Now here, because it's a stainless steel wire, it's going to be difficult to go around bends. So the second operator will basically just.
Yes, the wire
The
is
second operator is going to hold this straight for the first operator.
Prevents any kinks.
Okay, so once the wire is out, this is still in the coronary artery. I can pull on this. I can put some gentle tension on this to advance. Allow your burr then to advance. Okay. So
So first we have to place pass the wire across the cornea and
Yes.
then we load
Yes.
the pole.
yes. Yeah, please hold on.
So as the wire.
So what I tend to do, because there'll be a lot of redundant
Yes.
wire, is to feed it back into the hoop, into the back, and then you can forget about that end of it. So you can just forget about that.
The other way you can just engage and put the other side of the wire over here, so it will make a long loop. But definitely, if you put it inside this catheter, it will be more safe.
Okay. Right. So the next thing you have to do is to platform the device out. We're still outside the patient at the moment, so you're going to platform the device outside. And this is where the foot pedal comes in. This is what it looks like. So this will activate the burr, and this will activate what we call dynaglide. Now dynaglide is just a fancy way of saying half speed. Yeah. So let's say you want to platform at 175. You might want to just check on the dynaglide. When you
change the direction.
Actually, well, they need to see it. So if I press this,
You'll see the dynamic.
you will see dynaglide will come on. Do you want to come around the other side? Are you okay? You're okay? You're tall. You can see above everybody else.
I have seen articles.
Okay.
Why we need dynamic directly?
So I did this, that's once and then start the steps of draw.
Yeah.
Drip. Then where will be the rotation? You'll check the rotation.
So this is dynaglide. Can you hear this? Hear the speed? So this is half speed. I'm just pressing the activation button here on the vessel.
So then you put this thing 80 to 90.
Well, it's half speed on the wire. Otherwise, the wire will spin.
and break the feet released.
Well, it will automatically release once I take the clip out. Yes. Okay, so now I should be doing it. Okay. So this is half speed at the moment. And then the next thing you will do, you'll switch the dyno off. So that button will turn, will be clear now. It won't be green anymore. And then I will say to my physiologist, I want to go at 175. So you're going to turn the knob until we hit 175. There's the knob there.
So you can increase speed.
175.
Okay, good. Now you might say, I want to do it at 200. Okay, so 200 please.
Maximum 190.
Can you hear the frequency there? Yes. It sounds different, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So that's another thing that you have to pick up. You have to be able to pick that up. Because if you're getting burr deceleration in the coronary, you'll hear it before you see it.
Exactly.
You'll hear it. And when you get that, you've got to come back with your burr. Otherwise it's going to go across the lesion and you're going to get stuck.
So that's actually an indication that you have to stop. Come back.
When the sound changes.
Yes.
RPM will drop now.
RPM will drop.
RPM will drop, you can see this.
No, you can't see that. Because you're focusing on the angiogram. Yeah, you're listening out, and you've got somebody saying 170, 175, 120. Too late. Burr's gone. Burr is gone. It's gone across the lesion. It's stuck. Yeah. So you've got to listen out for it. You have to listen out for it.
Sir, one question: how to release the tension we have in the when you are in the parking place?
No, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. Okay, we'll come to that. Okay, so everyone happy so far?
Yes. So we have checked it before inserting.
Okay, so it's all checked. We're happy with our speed. We've decided on 190 now. Yeah. Okay, so now it's time to put the burr into the Y connector.
Yes.
Right. First thing is the Y connector, and then the guiding catheter.
Yes.
Okay. So let's say you've got your the whole of your Y connector. You open that up. Okay. Now this is where you need your second operator. So what the second operator will do is they will break defeat, and they will pull on the wire, which will then cause the burr to advance into the Y connector. Okay.
Just a little bit of it.
Tension, just a little tension. Yeah, I'm not yanking it out because the wire's going to come out. I may have spent 20 minutes wiring the lesion. If you lose your wire position, then you're back to square one. You're going to have to rewire, put your microcatheter down, then change out. So you don't want to do that. So just gentle tension here, and the burr is then pulled into the Y connector. Now, once you're past the Y connector, then you're going to be into the guide, the start of the guide. And once you're in the start of the guide, then you can dynaglide the burr all the way up to the coronary artery. Yeah. Okay, so let's say now we're into...
Why do we have to dynaglide while moving?
Well, you don't have to. Yeah.
I mean, we can just move it as...
Yes, you can. You can do that as well. But it just saves time. Just saves time. So that's why I always dynaglide up.
Fine.
Yeah, so it just saves
especially
time.
because you have to cross the aortic arch. You may need dynaglide in that. Otherwise, from the femorals to the aorta, abdominal aorta, there's usually no.
But you're right. You can ask the second operator just to permanently.
Dynaglide without picking. Without this picking movement.
Oh yeah, no, we haven't got to that yet. We haven't got to that.
Just enter the guide.
We're just trying to get this into the coronary. Yes.
Packing is the concept for the rota ablation. This is just the movement
This
of
is just the movement of the
rota
rota
inside the guiding catheter.
So the other, I mean, if you can't be bothered to press it permanently, you can just take the clip and have it on like that, and then you can apply gentle tension here. Because the clip only needs to be on once you're burring. Yes. Yeah. Now, if, however, you want to dynaglide it up, then you've got to connect it to your wire. So you make a decision at the start what you want to do. I recommend that you dynaglide it up. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. Okay.
You said why you need dynaglide option in the aorta?
Yeah, when especially you have to cross the bands. For example, if you're doing from the radial approach. So once you reach the circulating artery, ideally you should use dynaglide to reach to your root.
Movement.
Yeah, just because there's band in the guiding catheter, so you want to avoid that resistance because you want to make your system stabilized and go smooth.
Okay, so the next thing is, so let's say we're doing a mid-LAD, for example. So the wire's across you want to park your, so when you're taking it up, you want this locked at about 50%. Okay, so this
50% of.
off,
Okay.
Yes.
Whole length.
yes,
Of the whole length.
50%.
Okay.
Lock it in place. Okay, so this
When
is not
you're
going to
moving,
move. Okay, so let's say you come up to the proximal LED with your burr. Right, so now at that point, what you want to do, release this.
The Dynaglide will still be on, or
No, the dyno's off.
Stop.
Stop.
At the entry point.
At the entry point, you're about a centimeter away from the lesion you want to burr.
No, before entering the coronaries, the Dynaglide should be off. Before entering the coronaries,
Yes,
the
yes.
Dynaglide should be
Yes.
off.
At
the tip of it.
Yeah.
At the tip of the catheter.
Okay, so now what you want to remember, there's going to be a lot of forward tension on the burr. Okay, so you want to take some of that tension off. And the way to do that,
how to release the tension.
yes,
this is the point.
this is the point. Now you release that 3/4. Tension comes off the burr. Because otherwise, the first time you put your foot on the pedal, boom, it's stuck. Okay, so you have to take the tension off at that point. So that's an important step.
So that is the point where the lesion is. Just at the
You're
start.
proximal to the lesion.
Just proximal to the lesion.
Right, so now we are ready to burr. So you've got to have, check your draw. So drip is on. Yep. Double check. This far.
Yes.
Yes. Put it further back. Put it maybe here. That gives you the options then to.
What's the reason putting this clip?
It stops the wire spinning. Stops the wire spinning.
And wire is also stopped, like now wire will not move.
Yes.
Yes. You check it.
Wire
No, the wire,
Wire will move.
No, wire will move.
will
Try it.
move, but
Pull
It will not rotate.
it will not
It
rotate.
will not rotate.
Yes.
So this will not spin.
Yes. Okay.
But
Good.
to prevent wire rotation, we don't have to turn on the brake defeat.
Brake defeat is
That will not
Off.
Taken it out.
brake defeat is off.
During
But
rotation.
once I put the wire on the I've put the clipper on the wire.
The brake defeat.
With the brake defeat will automatically go off.
But Sir said previously we need to keep it on when we do ablation.
No,
No, you.
no, opposite. No. This is the position your brake defeat should be in when you're
During
rotating.
rotation.
We are ready to rotate now.
When we have to keep it on. This brake defeat.
It won't let the wire move if we keep it
The,
on.
the only time you break defeat is as you're advancing.
Dynaglide. When you
On
are using
Dynaglide.
Dynaglide.
और
Advancing.
वायर आगे नहीं जाएगी
Yeah, or removing.
Dynaglide इसको fix कर दें
That's the only
इसको
time.
fix कर दें
Dynaglide. Dynaglide के दौरान आप
So
इसको
what
use नहीं
actually
करें.
this brake
उसमें
defeat
हमें टेंशन नहीं है, परेशानी नहीं है.
Well, this
Below
is
speed.
basically okay. So
What
here,
does
here,
it
here.
defeat?
Come
What-
here, come here,
who wins and who
come here, come here, please. Okay, pull the wire. Pull it.
Yes, it's
Pull
coming.
it. Is it coming?
it's difficult, but it's not
It's coming out.
Pull it.
Yes, it's coming.
Come on, you had breakfast.
It's not coming.
It's not
No
coming.
break.
Not coming.
Right. Okay. It's not coming. Now I'm defeating the brake.
coming
Is it coming?
No, it's not coming.
It's still not
Breaking.
coming.
It's coming.
It's coming. Yeah. Okay. There you go. That's brake defeat.
So during the movements,
sir
it should be in this condition. It
When
should
you're
be
moving
pushed.
the wire, it should be
Yes.
locked.
If you want to move the wire, you have to brake defeat.
Then you have to fix the wire. Then you just lose.
Now I
But
can't.
during Dynaglide, I don't have to move the wire. I have to move.
You are moving on the wire.
You're moving on the wire.
Because from here, you've
Just pull that back through.
you've gone across the whole length of the wire.
Okay, so we're ready to rotablate now. Okay, so we're about a centimeter away proximal to the calcified lesion. We've taken the forward tension off. We're ready to rotablate. So drip on, clip on. So you want to do short pecs, 10 to 15 seconds. So if I'm doing this, I will just take the dyno off because you've dynoed up. So there should be, is it green or not?
Green.
Okay, so dyno is off now. Okay. So now I'm going to come on and I'm going to say to my physiologist, tell me what the speed is, and I'm going to say to a second person, you tell me every 5 seconds, you shout out 5, 10, 15. Okay. And the reason I get 2 people to do it is that you can concentrate just on the time, you can concentrate just on the speed. Okay. And then I'm listening for 3 things now. The speed of the burr, your comment, 5, 10, 15, your comment. Yeah. Because if you say to me, I'm burring at 190, if you say to me, 170, I'm worried now, I'm going to pull that burr back. It's going to get stuck. If you say to me, 20 seconds, I'm going to come back because it's too long. It's too long.
It's a big pass.
And then I'm also listening out for the speed of the burr myself because ultimately I'm the person responsible for the patient.
Which speed is safe? I mean,
175.
175.
Yeah.
If it comes down,
175.
okay.
Yeah.
For how many seconds you will take the pause and
10 seconds on. Yeah. Okay, so we're ready to burn now. And so all I'm going to do, I'm going to basically I'm going to have 2 foot pedals here. One is the screening one, and one is the one for the rotablator.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a bit difficult because you're basically balancing like this, and this is where the Rotor Pro is helpful.
In our practice, because we use the old, the traditional rotation device, so we actually ask our fellow to put his foot on the floor.
Yes. The problem with using the fellow is when something goes wrong, the first thing they do is take their foot off. I need to see.
not very foot is
Yes. So I never use the fellow.
Some guys are heavy-footed legs.
Yes. So we're ready to burn now. 175 or 190, yeah? So you're going to shout out every 5 seconds. You're going to tell me the speed.
188, 187, 185, 15,
Okay,
183.
So once you say 15, I'm coming back to 3/4 and I'm stopping.
Then 10 seconds break and then we can.
Yeah, well, I'm a bit impatient, so I do 15.
So which thing is more important for entrapment? Is it the deceleration
Yes.
or the absolute
Deceleration.
RPM?
It's the deceleration.
And
So
number one,
if he was to say 140, then I know that there's a risk there. Okay.
Not immediately.
So do you want to hold the burr? Do you want to hold it and just to demonstrate it's not going to burr your finger off, and basically reduce the speed of it? Yeah. Yeah. You do that. So if you say to me 120, I'm going to come back quickly and
Lock it.
So this is just stop and lock at the same
yeah,
time?
yeah. I mean, it's always safer to lock. So safer to
and the concept of 10 seconds, because if you want to feel the temperature at once, it raises. Yes.
Do you want to rotate your finger? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You can check. You can check.
Why?
And you
Why are you
will
scared of
see
it?
the temperature also. The temperature will go up.
Your calcinosis of your fingers?
So how much you go ahead of it? I mean, by looking at the screen, or
Check.
just have to.
And also put your one hand.
Yes, temperature suddenly rises. Even after 5 seconds, it's
And
very
the temperature
Any
of water-
lacerations?
So you go from. Can you tell us the movement of this?
Yes.
How you will go forward?
So this is
how much?
what we call the pecking motion, which you saw on the angiogram. Okay, so I'm at 3/4, remember?
Yeah.
3/4. Yep. So I'm coming on.
3/4 to half.
3/4 to half.
In 15 seconds, you have to come back.
Yes. Come back 3/4. Okay.
So we are done with the proximal LAD. Now we need to ablate the lesion which is beyond the
Beyond
middle
that.
LAD.
Yes.
How to move
So you
to
need to
LAD.
move the burr on,
Yes.
basically. So you.
Our parking area will change now.
Yes. Yeah.
1 centimeter
Yeah.
proximal
So you
position.
need to do that on Dynaglide.
Dynamic.
Yes. So you
And
go
again-
back to Dynaglide.
Again, break defeat.
Break defeat. Dynaglide is on. Yeah?
Yes, green.
Okay, so it's green now. Break defeat. And then, well, you can pull the burr sometimes, so you can pull the wire, and the burr then should advance. Yeah. Or alternatively, you can just, as you're pulling, just press the dyno button, and then that will jump the burr forward. Remember, you've got the ability to do this much. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how much you can do of the coronary artery. So that might be enough. Maybe if you have to go to really distal LED or whatever, then you have to advance your
For advancement, you pull the wire.
Just gentle tension on the wire. Break to feet, gentle tension.
And then itself will move forward.
And then dyno, and then press. And that will jump the burr forward a little bit.
So sir, once you have done with the rota, now you are coming out and taking out the rota.
Yes.
So how to take it out?
So break to feet, and I tend to do this like this, because then that just gives me free hands.
Unlocked.
Okay, and then you're on dyno. Am I on dyno? Yeah, so I'm already on dyno, and this is a sort of a two-person job. So one person is going to push the wire, and then the first operator is just going to gently bring with the O-ring open, gently bring the shaft.
Sir, if the wire is in small branch,
And sir, what about?
Well, it should not be in the small branch.
The distal LED. If it's in
Definitely, you see everything in fluoro.
Yes,
You
yes.
see-
When you're
pushing
pushing
the
the
wire,
screen,
it's already in the distal LED.
Yeah.
At the same time, you'll see that your
Well,
wire should not come
all
out.
wires have a risk of perforation. So you
once
just,
you were-
it's a floppy tip. Feel the tip. It's very floppy. So
Sir, what about if you
So
are?
I'm going to
faster
just
than the first-
dyno glide out now. So do you want to just can somebody hold the wire there? Yeah. So just show them the motion. So I come on dyno. You're just pulling there. I'm gently doing this.
And they are pulling these bars.
He's pulling the bar.
And at the same time, it's better if you use a wet gauze over here. So yeah, you have to lubricate this wire that it should not come out. For the free movement of the wire is relevant.
Sir, both the movements should be synchronous. The pulling
Synchronized.
If you are speeder than the first operator, then what will happen?
I mean, you can do single person advancements and removal.
Exchange.
That's possible. It's a bit more challenging.
Better use your
Yes.
Can we remove without dynaglide?
Yes, single person. Yes.
So can we remove without dynaglide?
Yes, you can.
It will take time.
It will take time.
It will be easy for you to use that.
Dynaglide is there to make your life easy. If you want to make it difficult, then go ahead.
So you always, while moving in and moving out,
Yes.
One thing is,
Yes.
for the synchrony, when we are going in up the guide, the main operator look at the guide and he's moving faster, it's gonna make up the guide.
So if you're desynchronized, what will happen is as the burr is coming back, the wire will come back as well. And at that point, somebody has to say, push the wire more. So if I'm controlling the wire, this is actually the more important position is this one, not that one. That guy's just pulling. I'm going to start pushing the wire more.
So definitely you'll see it on the floor at that time. That's the position of your wire.
Right, come along.
This is basically same as exchange wire हम लेके जाते हैं और गाइड दूसरा चेंज करते हैं गाइड वायर अभी में ना चली जाए पीछे भी ना आ जाए
चेक करेंगे अगर वो कम है तो उसको बढ़ा के और जहाँ पे वो 175 होती है उधर वो बटन that now will be stopped and then we have to play all along the same
Go and stop.
देखो ये आपको इधर आप आ जाइए इधर से आ जाइए आपको नजर आएगा इधर से
अच्छा अब आपको यहाँ पे स्क्रीन पे कुछ नजर आ रहा है ब्लैक स्क्रीन अगर आप एक प्रेस करेंगे ऑन हो गया। अब आप इसको ऑफ कर दें। अब आप जब अपना डिवाइस अंदर ले जा रहे हो या वापस ला रहे हो तो एक बटन से ऑन ऑफ है। फिर आप जब इसको अच्छा एक बार जब आप इस पोजीशन में डायना की बटन ऑन है, जब आप ये प्रेस करेंगे ना तो डायना स्टार्ट होगा, उसमें रोटेशन नहीं होगी। अब अब आपने रोटा करना है तो आप इसको जो है नेक्स्ट करेंगे और अब आप ये प्रेस करेंगे तो अब ये रोटेशन प्रेस करेंगे और ये वायर डिफॉल्ट मोड इसका रोटा
इसको वायर को देखें, जब मैं कर रहा हूँ ना अभी वायर नहीं छोड़ रहा,
थोड़ा सा ये वायर थोड़ा सा ये ऐसे खुद वायर पुश करो
यहाँ से टूट जाएगा।
पुश
ये कितना
और पुश
अच्छा, इसका सॉफ्ट एंड नहीं होना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल सॉफ्ट तो काफी यहाँ से ब्रेकेज होता है वो है मेरे साथ हुआ है कि
अच्छा अगर वायर ब्रेक हो जाए तो व्हाट डू यू डू? एंड सेट दिस ब्रोकन पार्ट।
वो हमने तो मल्टीपल वायर से जाके इंटीग्रेट करके निकाला है।
अब हम कैसे तक जाएंगे, ये कैसे से वापस
एग्जैक्टली आप जैसे वेसल तक पहुंचे फिर डायना ग्लाइड
अच्छा डायना ग्लाइड में ये वायर रोटेट भी नहीं करेगी। अगर आपने
रोटेट करेंगे अगर आप इसको
नहीं एक सेकंड मैं वैसे बता रहा हूँ पोजीशन पे स्पीड के अंदर नॉर्मल आप ये नहीं कर रहे ना, आप नहीं कर रहे आप
लॉक किया हुआ
आप डायना ग्लाइड से ऑफ हो गया, आप देखें
करे प्रेस करे
तब आपको लॉक करना है।
तो डायना ग्लाइड
रोटा के दौरान लॉक करते हैं।
डायरेक्ट लाइट अंदर ले जाते हुए भी
जैसे आप डायना ग्लाइड करेंगे तो आप इसको प्रेस करते
अनलॉक, दिस इज अनलॉक, प्रेस
हैं ये मूवमेंट के दौरान।
अब जब रोटा करना है अगर आपने
पीछे हो
ये ब्रेक लग गई अभी और ये इसको भी जो है ना मूवमेंट को ब्रेक दोनों को
रोटेशन पे ये पोजीशन होगी डायना ग्लाइड के दौरान इसको इधर
अब ये मूवी है अच्छा सर इसकी सॉरी ये जो है ना इसकी पैकिंग मोशन है ना उसके बारे में
आप इसे प्रेस करें अभी आप इसको दबा देंगे प्रेस करें अभी
वो तो मूविंग एज वेल ना, जैसे ही हमने इसको अभी किया ना, अब जैसे ही हमने इसको आगे किया तो वायर भी आगे मूव
थोड़ा सा
उसके लिए हम इसको फिक्स करेंगे।
वायर की अगर 10 से 10 ये पूरा सिस्टम मिलीमीटर रिमूव करता है इसमें
तो दिस ये कितनी तो टोटल
मैं आपको जैसे
मिलीमीटर में कितना
जब आप ये मेरे ख्याल में मुझे एग्जैक्ट का
4 सेंटीमीटर
4 सेंटीमीटर 40 मिलीमीटर
4 सेंटीमीटर से कैसे ज्यादा है मे बी 5 और 6 सेंटीमीटर
5
नहीं ये तो हो जाएगा हाफ भी कम
ये 7 तक होगा, 7 8 तक होगा।
तो दैट वुड बी अ रोटेटिंग
पॉइंट इस केवल का था कि मिड में
मैं वही बता रहा हूं जब आप डायना कर रहे होते हो इसको मूव कर रहे होते हो तो शुड बी इन द मिडिल। ठीक है जैसे आप लीजन तक पहुंचे हैं वेसल तक पहुंचे हैं, ठीक है आप इधर तक आ गए, इधर डायना पे ये लीजन आपका ये प्रॉक्सिमल एलईडी यहां से वन साइड इसका थोड़ा सा आपने भी टेंशन रिलीज कर सकते। अगर इस पॉइंट से आपने रोटा किया तो ये परफोरेशन करेगा
इस मिडिल में रख के
मिडिल में करेगा। जब आपने टेंशन रिलीज
टेंशन से कैसे इसकी
देखो ये अब वायर को इसने पुश किया हुआ अच्छा खासा इसमें खुद इसके ऊपर टेंशन आप इसको पुश करके ले जा रहे हो तो इसके ऊपर एक टेंशन क्रिएट हुआ तो आप क्या करेंगे इसको पीछे ले जाके
वही बात है वायर पीछे आ रही थोड़ी
थोड़ी वायर
को फ्री करना है।
वायर को इसके ऊपर जो टेंशन है ये इसको आपने पुश किया ये रिलैक्स
या बिल्कुल इसके एंड पे आ गई
नहीं इसको आप इधर तक ले आएंगे फिर क्या करेंगे फिर इसको रिलीज करके अब आपने जैसे इसका टेंशन रिलीज किया इधर से ऊपर आ जाएगा टेंशन तो रिलीज होगी लेकिन ये ऊपर आ जाएगा। देखो इससे पहले आपने इधर पहुंचा दिया टेंशन रिलीज किया इधर अब आप देखेंगे यार ये इफेक्टिव नहीं हुआ फिर क्या करेंगे आप इसको थोड़ा सा और पुश करेंगे इसको पुश करेंगे इस पॉइंट पे लाएंगे ताकि आपके पास इफेक्टिव प्लेस क्योंकि आप इसको मूव करेंगे तो ये काम करेगा बिल्कुल ठीक। अगर आपने मिड एलईडी में काम करना है तो अगर आप इधर से इसको मूव करना स्टार्ट करेंगे तो ये इफेक्टिव आप उधर तक पहुंचेंगे ही प्रॉक्सिमल वेसल में तो यहाँ से आप काम कर सकते हैं। अगर आपने मिड वेसल में जाना तो आप उसको और पीछे करना पड़ेगा इसको और मूव करना पड़ेगा क्लोज टू योर लीजन
proximal to the lesion but close to the lesion।
बर की मूवमेंट्स टुवर्ड्स आर अवे फ्रॉम द लीजन हमने इसी से बर से करनी इसके साथ हमने नहीं करनी
यहाँ से करना यहाँ से करना। अब जो पैकिंग मूवमेंट का कंसेप्ट है वो ये है
सर जब आप पैकिंग कर रहे होते हैं वायर आगे पीछे वायर भी मूव हो रही होती है
वायर का कोई इशू नहीं
मूव हो रही होती है
मूव हो रहा है
अगर ये कोई 10-20 मिलीमीटर मूव करता है तो आप मूव करें फुल मूव कोई इशू नहीं कोई परेशानी नहीं हमने प्रेजेंटेशन होनी है
सर IVUS प्रेजेंटेशन है 10 बजे
कितने